I'm gonna show you how to make the most delicious super veg salad. So let's do it. We're starting off here with a butternut squash. When you're gonna cut this in half, get the tip of the knife in this end, put it down and cut through. We just swap this around, grab it again, and see the little line there? We'll join that back up and we'll go down to the base and we'll split it. And there we have it. And we're gonna roast this in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. And in that time, it will soften up and it will become really sweet and delicious and nutty. And it will look a little bit like this. The oven has earned you delicious flavour. It's shrunk a little bit, it's soft now. Even the seeds are like little delicious peanuts. Next, we're gonna get more good stuff into the story. So we're gonna use these gorgeous little tender stem broccoli, are pretty delicate. So what you can do is just trim the ends off. If they're a bit on the chunky side, just split it down the middle, happy days. So spring onions, and then those little roots at the end, I just trim those off. The next part of our amazing salad is some croutons. Now you can use any bread you like. So I'm gonna cut this bread in half, about 200 grams, and then I wanna dice it up into sort of inch-sized chunks. Rough and ready, don't stress about anything. And then with the broccoli here, and just a little kiss of olive oil. What I wanna do now is just massage this up, all the croutons as well, and then we can sprinkle that onto the squash. So what this is going to do in the oven is char up and catch and tenderize the broccoli and the spring onions. This is going to be amazing. So guys, look at that, right? We're going to put that back in the oven for about 15-20 minutes until the broccoli is charred but tender and delicious. So that is a time to clean down, and then I'll show you how to make the most amazing dressing. So instead of the standard dressing, let's use the beautiful avocado. Take the end off, then carefully just put your knife in and run it around like that, very delicately. Once you've done that and the lines have joined up, then you can simply just tweak it like that and out it comes. Now, obviously you need a nice ripe avocado for this. So get your knife and give it a tap and then simply tweak it out, happy days. To get that out, just give the tip of the knife a little tap and off it comes. We're gonna use a liquidizer, and what I wanna do is squeeze that beautiful green creamy flesh out of the avocado, every last bit of it. So just add about 100 mils of water, tablespoons of nice extra virgin olive oil, and then I love using lemon juice. Just put your hands over like that and squeeze it into your hands, and if there's any pips, you can catch those. It smells amazing. Now, I've got a bit of basil here, just a couple of leaves, gives you a nice little kind of infusion of flavour, but that's optional. And then simply whiz it up. So unbelievably simple. The colour is absolutely tremendous. And that, kissing all those lovely veggies, is gonna be incredible. Now the last bit before I finish off the salad that really embellishes this to make it super, super exciting for texture and flavour is some nuts. They're super nutritious. These ones are salted and smoked. Get a pestle and mortar. All I do with these is basically smash them up and turn it into the most incredible garnish. We are ready and raring to serve up. So look, have a look at this. Gorgeous. Can you see the broccoli? See how it's, look, it's tender, super, super soft here, but then it's charred nicely here. That's mega flavour. So let's make this really, really exciting. So first up, a little spinach, super nutritious. The croutons are looking really, really nice. And we've got that amazing squash. Get a spoon and literally like that. Can you see? Look at the colour. Steamy, sweet, nutty gorgeousness. It smells amazing. And just let it be nice and rustic, super simple. Get this amazing dressing, just spoon on top. Look at that. So we get the seeds in there as well. And then last but not least, those amazing smoky smashed up almonds. So there you go, guys. That is a salad, but not as you know it. Nutritious, exciting, fun. Let's have a taste, come on. Enough yapping. That's delicious. The squash is nutty and sweet. And then it's soft, so you get that kind of crunch of the almonds. It's smoky. That is a mouthful of joy. So guys, what are you waiting for? Have a cook up and enjoy. Go on. Now I'm going to show you a beautiful homemade warm salad with shredded Brussels sprouts, bacon, spinach, sliced orange, an amazing dressing and homemade croutons. Come on. It's beautiful, delicious, and it's really fun to make. So let's do this. Get yourself a pan on. We're going to use, for the beginning of the flavour, bacon. And you don't have to go mad on the bacon, right? So we want to make them healthier. So that's also about restraint. So 4 slices is all we need, and just slice it up as fine as you can. So what we want to do is get that crispy. I'll add that to the pan and immediately that will start crisping up. Add a little olive oil to the pan and just move it all around. It already smells amazing. At the heart of this dish is the crouton. So a clever little healthy swap is to make your own crouton, because we can trade up from white bread to like a mixed seed brown bread, right? So you get more fiber, more goodness, and more flavor, honestly. So if you get like 3 centimeter slices, just try and slice this up into like centimeter-ish cubes. We're gonna use this bread to make the best croutons ever. So if you look in the pan now, the bacon's getting lightly golden. Take these croutons and just sprinkle these in. We'll give it a nice little shake. We're not gonna rush this, right? We're gonna kind of take about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes on a medium heat. Just keep moving it, tossing it around, getting it golden, crisp, and delicious. So they're gonna blow your mind, okay? So, let's get onto the Brussels sprouts. What you can do is just cut your Brussels sprout in half, put this onto its flat edge, then we can just rock chop and go as fine as you can. And that's gonna give you a completely different texture, more like a slaw. Now, if you're worried about your knife skills, don't worry. Use a food processor, and literally in seconds, you just basically done. So we have our beautiful Brussels sprouts. For the people that are not converted yet, with a little bit of helping hand from the world's best croutons, it's gonna be so, so good. People will fight for it, I promise you. So next, we're gonna do a lovely dressing. So, so simple. First and foremost, extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm gonna go in with some nice balsamic, delicious, about a tablespoon. Baby spinach, beautiful. We could actually just put the Brussels sprouts in raw, and I actually love it. But what I quite like to do in this recipe is just soften them a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is just get these croutons and just shake them to one side like that and put these beautiful Brussels into the pan. Give them a little mix around, and a little bit of heat for 2 or 3 minutes just softens them, makes them a pleasure to eat, and makes them cling onto the dressing in the most beautiful way. This dressing and this salad is gonna come together beautifully. The last bit is the oranges. Just get a bit of that lovely orange zest for later. And this is a fantastic garnish, but it's beautiful and it smells incredible. And then what I'm gonna do, I'll peel it and then gorgeous little slices, thin as you can. You can lay that around our plate here. Back to the pan here, take all of this into here, and this is why it's called a warm salad, right? So we need a little bit of speed. I'm gonna put this back on the heat. There's one last thing I wanna do, and that's introduce some hazelnuts. A handful, just to wake up the flavor. It's gonna be amazing. So while they're toasting, just get into a nice big bowl, get your hands in there, and give it a proper dress. Do not let any leaf or bit of Brussels go undressed, okay? That is the joy of a good salad. Look at that. Nice and quick, so you don't cook the spinach. So it's a big, tasty, substantial salad. And then I'm gonna take these beautiful toasted hazelnuts, I'll whack them in a little pestle and mortar, bash up the hazelnuts, and we're literally gonna let it rain down the little bits of orange zest. That, my friends, is a properly tasty salad. Crispy bacon, homemade croutons, Brussels with lovely spinach, orange and balsamic. Gorgeous. Let's get in there. I know this is gonna be amazing. Those croutons are insanely good. Come on, little boy. This way. Follow me. We're gonna do some cooking. Let's go. Sometimes you want a recipe that is so unbelievably simple, where you can just whack it in the oven, let the oven do all the hard work, and then 5 minutes of love and care brings you something that's really delicious and full of life and colour. And I'm gonna do the most beautiful warm aubergine salad, and I wanna show you how to make a beautiful homemade pesto to dress this whole salad, and particularly the aubergines. Honestly, this is the easiest thing to cook. You just got to understand it. It's one of my favourite vegetables. So what I'm trying to achieve here is a texture that is kind of meaty and moorish and really silky and elegant, and something that can take on flavour. And the great news is I can do that with the easiest method ever. Take 2 aubergines, put them on a tray, whack them in an oven for about 50 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius in a standard oven, right? This wood oven is good to go. Straight in there, let the oven do all the hard work, I'm gonna get some salad. So look, I've got some round lettuce, some oak leaf. You know, I've grown these, but the little bags you get from the supermarket, the mixed bags, can be very good these days. For me, the idea of a salad is to be joyful and celebrate the moment, right? So yes, we've got herbs here, we've got basil, and then you've got things like the flowers, nasturtium. So this, if you eat it, is fresh. Then you get pepper, quite a lot of pepper, and then it calms down, and then you get peaches and apricot. This really will help your everyday salad be something beyond spectacular. And even when it comes to things like a courgette, you've got the lovely flowers here, which you can tear off, and they're very polleny and delicious. Very important to not only wash your salad, but give them a good old whip and get rid of all of that water. If you want a nice dressing to stick to your salad leaves, then you want to give them a little dry. All nice and dry, that's ready to go. Right, now let me show you how to make the pesto. Honestly, this is going to be like the best thing ever for this salad. Now, pesto, of course, is a fantastic Italian paste. Actually, pesto meaning paste can be many, many things, many different cheeses, herbs, nuts, and actually it's not just the Italians that do it. Many, many countries around the world have their version. So I want to take inspiration from Greece. So lemon, I'm going to take feta, I'm going to take beautiful almonds, honey for sure, olives, you know, very Mediterranean. We're going to take herbs, it could be parsley. I'm going to go for a little bit of mint. All we have to do is bring it together. And the best old-fashioned way to do it is in a pestle and mortar. You could use a food processor, for sure. So get your mint stalk, loosely grab it, pull it off. You could easily use different herbs, basil, you could use parsley with great effect. I'm going mint today. I'm just feeling it with the feta cheese. This is going to be quite a rustic, rough pesto, not super smooth. So I'll take a little handful of almonds. I'm going for unpeeled. You could use pine nuts, you could use pistachios if you want. I'm going to take a lemon, and if you've washed it, you can get a fine grater and just put that zest in there like that. Good. Into here, I'm going to add a tablespoon of beautiful honey. So the sweetness will riff off of the acidity from the lemon. Squeeze the lemon juice out, and I'm kind of putting my hands inside here and just bringing out all of that pulp. I want that in there. And then I can use just a little bit of feta, kind of almost like a seasoning instead of a cheese. And then olive oil. Olive oil will just help you translate all of those flavors into the most beautiful pesto. Last ingredient to go is some olives. I want to add about 8 olives, green and black. And if you want delicious olives, buy the ones with the stones still in them. And you literally just squeeze it and just simply take that seed out. And that way, you'll have the most juicy, fragrant, lovely olive going. So we'll go from the pestle here to a spoon. Oh, wow. That tastes amazing. Wow. Woo! Sweet, sour, salty, full of fragrance. Wowee, that is really good. A little bit more feta just sprinkled on top. And that, my friends, is a good job done. So that is the paste. This will dress the salad leaves and, most importantly, embellish the amazing aubergine. So let's have a look at the aubergine. Now, you know, for an aubergine recipe, we haven't really done much with it, right? All we've done is whack it in the oven. So I'll just cut this in half. Now, if you look inside here, you know, some people say it's like caviar, right? Look at the little seeds. Look how soft and silky this is. So this is what we're going to dress up. Now, if you wanted to remove the skin, you could. I quite like it. It's got a charredness to it that I absolutely adore. Hello, mate.
I got my bike.
You got your bike, okay.
I'm stuck.
Let's do a wheelie. Woo!
Dad.
Right, off you go. Julesy, come and see what I'm doing. So, I'm actually making this for lunch.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I love it. Where are you going to eat today? Outside?
Yeah. All right, babe. See you later.
Later.
So look, I know I probably got a bit overexcited But if you're just using a bag of salad and you're whacking that in the oven for an hour, right, that pesto is the only thing you do, right? That is like 3.5, 4 minutes work. So this is the quickest, most delicious, exciting little lunch, dinner, really, really nice. So let's plate it up. Get your nice bed of salad like that. Then I'm gonna take one of these, see how juicy that is, right? So that's the method of cooking. So simple, yet so good. And that's when you get mega flavour. Flavour that goes on and on and on. Just finish that with a couple of little, you know, mint or basil leaves. Take a tiny little bit of feta and a kiss of olive oil. Look at that. Now, the one thing that I'd like to quickly make to go next to that is the simplest little flatbread, which I think with this is gonna be absolutely amazing. Tearing up bread, getting chunks of the aubergine, the pesto, bosh, it's gonna be so, so good. Using self-raising flour. So 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of flour, like that, heaped. And then we'll do the same of yogurt, right? And we'll bring this together as a dough. If it's a little bit wet, you can add a little flour. If it's a little dry, you can add a little bit more yogurt. So just move it around with your spoon, and when it gets almost too hard, then you can take that out and use your hand. And you basically just don't want it to be sticky. It's a little 2-minute wonder that's so fun, so easy. You know, sometimes you need something good quick, and that's it, my friends. And all I do now is just take a little bit of flour, rub that into a board, like this, and I'll just roll it out. And I haven't actually got a roller, I'll just use my pestle, but anything you want. Nice and thin, use a wine bottle, you know, or a rolling pin. Now, what you can do is embellish this with other beautiful things. So if we just took a little bit of garlic, for instance, and just slice that up, nice and thinly, we make our version of a garlic bread, right? So let's take a little bit of black pepper. Happy days. Let's take a herb. I think I'm feeling a little bit of thyme. Just put some thyme flowers on there. We can even do a little bit of rosemary. Roll it out so the herbs and garlic become part of the actual bread, and they will cook into one another. Super beautiful. Look at that. I mean, that is a picture. And that's it. And then I will just get it in there like that. There we go. So straight away, that's puffing up. In a normal oven, it would take maybe 4 minutes until golden. The hotter, the better. So there we go. A lovely little flatbread. Now I kiss it with oil. And that is a thing of beauty. Look at that. So good. Let's have a little try. Right. I'm gonna nick a bit without Jules noticing. So look at this. We've got the aubergine there. We've got the pesto. Let's put it on the flatbread. Squash it in. Wow. The beautiful olives, the feta, the nuts. Look at that. It's just a gorgeous little mouthful. Honestly, truly, the texture of the aubergine is so velvety, it's so silky, it feels substantial. And what's really nice is because the aubergine is still warm with the cold salad, you get that contrast. Mmm. Oh, Jules is here. Mm-hmm. Right. Look at that flatbread.
Mmm, that's good.
So, should you go and have this now?
Yeah.
Just have it picnic style.
Mm-hmm.
Properly to share.
Can I take the olives with me?
Yeah, you take the olives. So there you go. Next time you go past those aubergines in the supermarket, give them a little wink. Get them home, get them in the oven for 15 minutes, and make that pesto. Honestly, you won't regret it. Come on, buds. Come on, Jules. Right, let me do you a nice little wodge. You like it, Buds?
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's really nice because it's very summery.
See in the flatbread, look. If you tear it up, see how that little pocket?
Just like a pita.
Yeah. I like putting the little salad in there. It's quick, delicious, and has attitude. With its beautifully spiced tomato dressing and cool mozzarella, my angry bean salad really packs a punch. First job, I want to make a beautiful arrabbiata sauce. And arrabbiata means angry, and it has that classic sweet, hot chili sauce that goes through it. So I'm going to use 400 grams of cherry tomatoes. Let's just pop these into the water for about 30 to 40 seconds. And that's enough to remove the skin, which means when you make the sauce out of this, you'll get such sweetness. It'll be really fresh and full of life. So a little bit of cold water, and you can see already that skin starts to kind of peel back. Beautiful. We'll put that to one side. So next job is the beans. 400 grams of these. Often you'll see people just cut the ends off of this side and waste a load. We don't want that. We want to keep this wispy end because it's beautiful, and I just want to take that end off there. So just rack them together and then literally trim off the bare ends. So there you go, super quick. Let's get the lid back on here. Let's bring those to the boil. And then what I want to do in the meantime is just get the tomatoes off the vine. So peeling these cherry tomatoes is a bit of a faff, but it's completely worth it. It's going to make you the freshest tomato sauce ever, and it's weirdly therapeutic. I actually love doing it. It reminds me of kind of bursting those little bubbles that you get in packaging when they send it in the post. Nice. So look, beans looking good. They're still a bit under, but they're going to cook with the tomato sauce that little bit extra so they suck up all the flavour. For the base of the sauce, get a pan on a low heat, add a tablespoon of olive oil, and then go in with 4 cloves of garlic and 1 or 2 chilies, depending on how spicy you like it. Now, herb-wise, I'm going to use mint, which I absolutely love. Just 4 nice big sprigs. Give it a little wash, and just take those leaves off, and we'll just click it in. And this beginning is a brilliant way to flavour any veggies, peas, asparagus, courgettes. So just as the garlic starts to take on colour, that's when we're going to go in with the tomatoes to stop that frying and start simmering. And then I want 3 tablespoons of good red wine vinegar. But what I'm looking for is this kind of emulsification of the tomato juices and the vinegar. So this is the time now to put in the green beans because it will stick to them. Let that cook for 1 minute while I griddle some bread. So these are looking perfect. Let's plate these up. Look at that. And then I want some beautiful, refreshing mozzarella. And this one I'm going to use is bocconcini, the little baby ones. A complete contrast to that amazing arrabbiata dressing. All I do now is take some of these mint leaves and just tear them up over the top. Absolutely beautiful. A completely surprising and different salad, and a million miles away from a bowl of salad leaves. The nice thing about having this crostini or bruschetta underneath the beans is it soaks up all of the juices. And look at that. That, my friends, is beans on toast that's a little bit different. Those beans are an absolute triumph. That ability that you saw so many times of taking a humble vegetable and elevating it to a place where it's truly special. And with a little thought, with a little love, a little care, you can do things that are really surprising and totally delicious. Hi guys, okay, so we're gonna make the most incredible potato salad. Potato salad is the best, but many of us get them from the supermarkets. I don't think they're very good. So, real deal potato salad. The flavors are phenomenal and the textures as well. And I'm gonna show you them 3 ways, almost like an evolution of this very, very simple salad. Here we have got new potatoes boiling. Always put the new potatoes into boiling water as opposed to cold and bringing them up. This preserves the flavor and the nutrients. So these have been cooking for about 15 minutes. You can sort of tell when they're cooked, when you can get them out and you can just squash them. Lovely. Let's drain these, cut them up into little quarters. If some completely break up and sort of smash into almost like potato snow, that's fine because it'll make your dressing more interesting, so don't be worried about that. Gorgeous extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. Season with some salt and pepper, and we're going to go in with some lemon. We don't have to waste the skin. If you've got one of these little fine graters, give it a few little swoops of the lemon skin. No bitterness there at all, just pure flavour, and then the juice going in. Often when you flavour things when they're cold, it just sits on the outside. Because it's hot, you know, whatever you put in now will go in to the actual veggie. So this is beautiful. So with our bowl, we'll give it a nice little toss. And that is your basic salad. Then we're gonna add our flavours. So some chives, parsley, a little bit of mint. We'll roll it up almost like a kind of herby cigar. We'll just finely slice it the best we can. Chives have got that very delicate onion smell. It's very gentle. This is rock chopping. You can easily do a great job by cross chopping, and that's the simplest, safest way. Just grab your hand flat like that and just go through it into the potatoes right there. We'll have a little taste. Really happy with that. As it is, gorgeous, but we can take it on a little bit, okay? So if you wanted it to be a little creamy, you could just slap a load of mayonnaise in there, but to be honest, mayonnaise is nice, but I prefer really good quality yogurt, and it will give you that creaminess. So 2 or 3 tablespoons of yogurt, and just toss that up. That's perfectly lovely, but I think we could add some flavour to that as well. English mustard for me, a teaspoon is the way to do it. It just gives it a really nice hum. So I'm really happy with that, but there's more we can do. Get 2 or 3 rashers of bacon, smoked, it has to be smoked, and just finely slice the bacon, and in a matter of minutes, you can get them super crispy. So the fat will render out of the bacon, crispy and golden. Get the bacon out and let this cool down. That's gonna give an amazing crunch. And then that fat is just absolutely gagging to have breadcrumbs cooked in it. So crispy bacon bits, crispy breadcrumbs, another level. This is a really, really delicious thing to do. So there are our crispy bacon bits. We'll just sprinkle those over the potato salad. Smokiness, little crunch, little savoury. Breadcrumbs over the top, it should sizzle, and you've got all the lovely flavour from that bacon into breadcrumbs. Delicious. Good flavour, clean, crunchy, soft, so really, really nice. Love this on picnics, barbecues, serving it with roasted meats.